Warriors, and welcome back to another video. So we're live. We're going to be doing some live readings today, so I can't wait for this. It has been a while. It is cer- Sorry, I had to pause for a moment there because my sound was on and I could hear feedback loop. Anyway, yes, we're going to be doing some live readings today. And for readings, it is $25 for 10 minutes, a 10-minute reading, and it is $20 if you want to ask a question. You just need to give me your time of birth, date of birth, place of birth, and of course, payments are made via the message system, the chat system, super chat. So, yeah, it's $25 for 10 minutes or $20 per question. Yeah, but as I was saying earlier, it has been a while. I was doing a few live readings like a month ago, but I've just been busy with other content, other videos coming. I even have a question for you. I would appreciate your feedback on this, but do you prefer lives to like normal videos, normal YouTube videos? Do you enjoy lives? Do you like the chat element to lives? How do you feel about them? I would appreciate your feedback. But as I say, with live readings today, completely up to you if you want to me to look at your chart in real time. Yeah. Uh, okay, people are saying both. Both. Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Kitchen. Sorry if I am mispronouncing your name. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Stone. Good afternoon. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Karen. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. But yeah, it's completely up to you. There's no pressure. I could even just talk for a while whilst we wait for people to book a reading on live today. And I might even just take this as an opportunity to share that I now have a Patreon. So yeah, I have Patreon now, and you can sign up for as little as £2 per month. Yeah, but the really great thing about Patreon is that you're going to get content earlier. So with the Hermes membership, which is £5 per month, you will get access to videos earlier, PDF guides as well to go to videos, to go with the videos, which adds another layer, I think, of learning to it. Providing more information, and just to support the channel here would be very much appreciated. I I would say that I make a lot of content on here, and I always appreciate your support and your feedback on here. But Patreon is just another layer. It's even another way to connect, because there is a Discord there which you will gain access to as soon as you join. And I'll even take you behind the scenes, update you on new videos, new content coming, and just keep you updated about, what's happening on the channel and what's happening on Hannah's Elsewhere in general. I mean, I even have an Instagram. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know about Patreon. You can go to the link down below, or you can go to patreon.com/hannahselsewhere. So yes, I just wanted to inform you about that. Hi, Marina. Hello. You said, what house system do I use? I use whole sign. I started off using Placidus at the very beginning, and then I transitioned to using whole sign. I would say a couple of years into studying astrology, and I just find that whole signs just works really, really well. With my clients really well, and I get really great feedback from my clients using that house system, so it works, but I also am open to using other systems, of course. So as I said, I started off using Placidus. Even within my own chart, things do change quite a bit between the two, between Placidus and whole sign. But essentially, yeah, whole sign, and as I say, I'm open to using other systems. Sonia, you said you follow me everywhere. Thank you. Thanks for following the content. I really hope that you find it to be useful and helpful. You know, one of my main goals is to be able to provide information that is useful and practical and constructive, and to break astrology down in ways that, mean something in a practical way, in an understandable way. Hi, Jade. Welcome. So, yeah, welcome everyone. I hope you're having a good day so far, depending on where you are in the world. I mean, if it's evening, if it's afternoon, it's very, very warm here. It's now the 8th of September and the temperature 25 degrees right now. Not a fan. Not a fan of this weather, especially in September. Okay, we're supposed to be transitioning to autumn soon, but hey, gotta look on the bright side, gotta think about how the sun is still blessing us. Okay, the sun still puts us in a great mood, and it's good. It's good to give thanks to the sun as well, to enjoy the sun while it lasts. Hello, Naomi. Welcome. I remember doing a reading for you before on here. I'm pretty sure I did, but welcome back. Michaela. Okay, so you're going to get a reading today, Michaela. So you were born on the 3rd of July. Yeah, July 1998 at 5:32 a.m. And that's in Kankakee, Illinois. I think, is that Illinois? I'm not very good with the geography of the United States. I'll try my best. And hello to you, Carol. Welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to enter your information. Michaela, thank you so much. I hope you find it to be beneficial. Yeah, Illinois. Okay. By the way, I just want to say that there is a fan going in the background because it's boiling. That's so warm. Just cannot stand the heat here. I mean, 25 degrees, that's Celsius, which perhaps to many of you means nothing really, especially if you're from somewhere like California, you're from Texas. Temperatures get really, really high out there, I think. I'm pretty sure they do. But yeah. And I'm sitting complaining about the heat. Okay, so United States, Kankakee, Illinois, 3rd of July. So you're a summer baby. Cancerian. Hello, Pia. Is it Pia? Hello, hi. Hello, Sean. I believe I did one for you before, Sean. I think I'm right saying that. Is there a certain way you have to give for a birth chart reading? So it's $25 for 10 minutes for a 10-minute reading, and it is $20 for a question. Sonia, you said you didn't realize it was not free. Oh, are you referring to Patreon, or are you referring to a reading today? Teresa, hi Teresa, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so I'm just about to save your chart, Michaela. So the readings are not free. It is $25 for 10 minutes or $20 for 10 minutes. We'll see how we get on today. how many of you would like to get a live reading. And there's no pressure with this. I just like to come on every now and then. And I enjoy these. I enjoy doing these. It's also a good way to just show you, like, quickly how I can enter into a chart, but I do just want you to keep in mind that this is not a full reading. Okay, this is not as in depth as you will when compared to the services that I offer, and I just want to make that very clear. I of course do offer readings. You can go to my website hannahselsewhere.com and you can get longer readings, more in-depth readings over there. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. It's pronounced like Fia. Okay. My apologies. Okay, so and yes, I also can look at asteroids. Right, so I'm just getting this one ready for you, Michaela. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit slow today. It's just the warmth. I think the heat is just, it's hard. It's hard. Okay, so share screen. Okay. Yeah. So this is your chart, Michaela, and I'm just going to get my phone and set a timer. Then we'll get into this. How can you contact me privately? hannahselsewhere@outlook.com. You can find all of my contacts and everything in the YouTube contact section. Also, you can go to hannahselsewhere.com. Yeah. But as I say, hannahselsewhere@outlook.com. Okay. So pick that one. All right. Here we go, Michaela. Let's do this. All right. So setting the timer on now. All right, Michaela. So not only are you a Cancerian, okay, your sun is in Cancer. You also have this Cancer rising, and both are at 11 degrees. Okay. So, I would actually see this as you being a highly family orientated individual. I think that there can be at times a closeness to certain family members, or wanting to have them close. But you see, the other thing about this to keep in mind is the moon. So the moon is your chart ruler, and it is in Libra there. It's at 29 degrees. And Black Moon Lilith is also there in Libra. So yeah, the moon is in Libra in the 4th house, and then Black Moon Lilith is there. But then the thing that I also want to bring into this is the fact that Chiron is in Scorpio. So there seems to actually be, I would say, some type of intensity surrounding play, curiosity surrounding fun and enjoyment in your life. And maybe there's even elements of like a clinginess, a clinging. Maybe it is that you need some type of extra attention or extra reassurance from particular family members. Or it could be that you have experienced somewhat challenging relationships with specific family members, especially thinking about the mother. This is because Cancer, the moon, very much tied to the mother. But then the thing about this as well to keep in mind is the sun itself. So of course the sun can show up as, the father figure. So perhaps there's something here. What I'm getting from this is growing up with a father figure who really gave you so much encouragement and showered you with compliments and really good advice, and this nurturing energy was provided toward you from your father, or from father influences, father figures in your life. But then we also got to add on to this Mercury. Mercury is in Leo, and Leo is also in a way tied to the father in this respect. And with Mercury then being in Leo, this further suggests, this whole element of, okay, communicating words of praise, affirmation, celebrating you, wanting to build you up, wanting to build up your confidence. But of course, we got to keep in mind other areas, other aspects. Like I was saying there with Chiron is in Scorpio. There is a trine happening there to the sun and to the ascendant. So we are also noticing, and the thing about this too, just to add another layer, is the Leo traditionally rules the fifth house, and the fifth house can represent our self-expression, how we shine, how we radiate, our inner child, our sense of play. So I think there, like I was trying to suggest earlier, there's actually something quite intense, extreme, possibly debilitating, possibly like overwhelming, overbearing, and overprotective here to do with play. I mean, could have been that you experienced overprotective tendencies from particular family members as well. But if we even think about how the sun is tied to our purpose, and how also the ascendant looks at our life path, I think there's something quite significant here about you really directing your life and being independent and knowing what it is that you want with respect to your emotional needs, with respect to family, with respect to home. But the other thing I want to mention as well is there is this Gemini energy going on in the 12th house. Okay, so this is happening behind you, if you will. It's happening in the subconscious. The 12th house largely is to do with our hidden self. So to have Venus and Mars and also Vesta, which Mars and Vesta are, yeah, they're both 28 degrees there. So to have this happening, I think there's just a lot of chit chatter, like a chitter chatter going on here for you. And possibly it's almost like you need to wait for the right moment to act on something, to initiate something. You could sit on the fence for a while, you could be very indecisive, or maybe there's something here about you being somewhat unsure about the next step. And the thing is, of course, is there is that trine going on between Mars and Vesta, and then the moon there in Libra as well. And with having that Libra moon, I mean, it can suggest indecision. It can suggest sitting on the fence for too long. But you know what? It can also suggest you creating such a loving, beautiful space. It can suggest that when it comes to family, when it comes to setting down roots somewhere, okay, thinking about home, you are going to beautify your space. You are going to make sure that you live in this more so fair and cooperative and negotiable environment, and to be able to discuss things rationally, reasonably, sensibly. And I think the Mars and Gemini energy also adds to this. But this is the thing I was trying to get at with Mars is, yes, it can perhaps feel at times like your ability to initiate, your ability to take action is somewhat depleted or debilitated. Well, I think that this is about you tapping into your inner power, your energy levels. I think this is about you being able to get to a point of letting out what it is that you want to say, how it is that you wish to initiate. It's like this. What I'm getting is, being sure about what you're saying, and having this like sense of inner authority, and not like hiding behind something or someone. And yeah, I think in this way, that 12th house energy represents a lot of healing, actually, to do with the mind and to do with decision making, even Venus being there as well. I mean, with Venus in the 12th house, Venus is so much about our value system, how we relate to others. So I think for you, maybe there can be, especially whenever you were younger, some type of awkwardness over relating, or uncertainty, shyness, really being afraid of getting things wrong, this type of energy. But this is also about integrating these qualities in terms of, and integrating the part of you that can speak in a way where you radiate, where you glow. You speak in a way where you feel valued for what you're saying. What I'm sort of getting is, what's coming through for me right now is growing up. And I mean this in a really in a loving way, in a kind way. When I say this, there's something here about you growing up, and you being able to get to a point of, right, this is how I'm going to lead my life, this is how I'm going to direct my life, these are the decisions that I am making in my life. And it could take you a while to get, to kind of find something that really does work for you. I think a lot of it has to do with trust. I think a lot of it has to do with your inner guidance, and believing and having that faith. Maybe it is that you believe in some type of higher power. Maybe you journal, maybe you write often, maybe you pray often, and maybe you connect with people in social circles who can encourage you, or can uplift you with respect to your spiritual beliefs. And yeah, I think having that faith, and having a certain spiritual practice may really be nourishing and helpful for you. And this is interesting because you also have Jupiter in Pisces, right? And it's also in the ninth house, and there's a conjunction to the midheaven happening in the ninth house, and then Pisces is in the ninth. So I think that your life mission, your life's work, perhaps, your public presence, it tends to be something that's more spiritually inclined. I'm getting knowledge, I'm getting wisdom, I'm getting um passing on your beliefs to others, because you've led that journey. You've done a lot of inner work, and there's deep understanding. And then even Pallas is also in Aries in the 10th house, so there is an element of leadership here, and that can also help strengthen that Mars energy that is existing within the 12th house. So yeah, I think there's a strong message here to do with trusting in your own inner authority, basically. Michaela. Well, that's the timer. So I'll stop that. Come out of this. We go back over. Oh, sorry. We'll come back over here, and I'll stop sharing there. Okay. So yeah, as I say, that was yours, Michaela. Thank you so much. And let's see. Hello, Tarot with Nina. Welcome. Hello, Krista. Hello, Kimberly. Hi, Leah. Yeah, I know, Marina. The changing of the amount, you just have to do a 20 and then a 5, I think, in the super chat. There are some people who've been able to find out how to do that. Marina, oh yeah, you're helping out. Thank you, Carlo, for helping out, Marina. Okay, Stone, you would also like a 10-minute reading. Okay. And I want to say to Michaela, thank you so, so much. And I hope that you find it to be helpful. You said this was incredible. I was dead on with literally everything. Thank you so much for what you do. Oh, do you know what? The main thing is that I can help, and that things resonate, and that you got something from it. Whatever it is that you got from that reading, I hope it serves you well. Thank you so much. And thank you for your feedback. Okay, so Stone. The readings are not full, no. I'm gonna go up to, so it's 6:30 now, and I kind of want to I want to be aiming for about 7:30 to be done. So we've got another reading through, so that will take us up to about 7 or so. I could perhaps take 2 more on top of today's. And even with doing less during a session, it means I can perhaps come on more often, or we'll just see. You let me know. You let me know what you prefer, and I'm going to ask this question again, but because I did ask it at the beginning, and some of you did kindly give your feedback, and it was just to do with, do you really enjoy live streams? Do you want more live streams? Do you prefer just normal YouTube videos? Others were saying both. Whew, I'm a bit out of breath today. What's going on? I hate maybe. Okay, Stone. So I have your birthday here. 14th of September. Oh, your birthday is coming up, Stone. I hope you have a lovely birthday. 1992, 7:10, Houston, Texas. And then Kate, you have also booked a 10-minute session, and yours is the 15th of March, 1988 in Philippines. Okay. In the Philippines. Okay, yes, so thanks for the birth time. I was just about to say. 8:39 p.m. Okay. Sean, you said you enjoyed the live streams. Okay, that's good. Good. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to enter your information, Stone. Now, again, these are just 10-minute readings. And you're not going to get like the full package, if you understand. But if you are interested in booking a 30-minute reading, an hour-long reading, you can go to my website, hannahselsewhere.com. So 7, 10. T. Oh, it's probably too close to the mic. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably better. Okay, Houston, Texas, 14th of September, 1992, 7:10 p.m. Okay. Oh, Pisces rising. I'm not sure if I've done a live for someone with a Pisces rising so far. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like I haven't. And then we go to share screen. Oh, I need to come out of that second. Okay, Stone, this is your chart. All right. So, go here. Yes, 14th of September, 1992, 7:10, Houston, Texas. Perfect. Okay, so Stone, gonna start the timer for your 10-minute reading. Go. Okay. So the first thing that has really stood out to me here for you, Stone, is the fact that you have this Pisces rising, okay? And the thing about having a Pisces rising is that it almost feels as if you are this mirror, where you mirror people and they mirror you as well. And it can also feel like you pick up on the undertones, the emotional undertones within the environment. You can be highly intuitive and empathetic, perhaps at times to a fault. Okay. And it could also be that many times there's a lot of things that you wish you didn't know, or a lot of things you wish you didn't feel. But the thing I want to mention with this is what I'm saying here is amplified even more due to the fact that Pluto is making a trine to the ascendant, and you have Pluto in Scorpio there. So with the trine, this can further suggest you picking up on hidden truths, okay? This element of really reading between the lines. But with Pluto being in the 9th house, it's almost like you do this on like a higher level, or it's almost like you can really feel other people's energies, or again pick up on things that you really wish you didn't know. So yeah, the Pluto energy further intensifies the stuff that I was mentioning a moment ago, okay, with having a Pisces rising. But then the other thing about this is this further suggests that you are someone who perhaps has a lot of healing abilities. And maybe for as long as you can remember, you've been someone who other people they gravitate toward you. They gravitate toward you for guidance, for reassurance, for direction. And maybe you somehow give off this receptive kind of open energy, or this non-judgmental energy. But the thing is, you've got this Virgo going on in the 7th, which is opposite the Pisces, right? And Jupiter, which is one of your chart rulers, that's in Virgo. And then you also are Virgo, okay? Your sun is there. Mercury's also there at the same degree. And then, so there's basically this Virgo stellium. There's even the conjunction with it all. So I think that what this is suggesting is that what is typically far removed from your mode of being is, the parts of you that can be somewhat more discerning. Okay, being able to use discernment, being able to know, right, what is working for you versus what isn't. And it could be that there is this type of like unknowing, subconscious, perhaps is a better word, this subconscious way of you moving throughout the world. And perhaps what you have to battle with a lot is bringing awareness to how you're, feeding your energy, how you are aligning with your energy, how you are looking after your body. And the thing is well, this is actually a really amazing thing, Stone, is that people show you, right? People are continuously reflecting back to you what it is that you can learn, with respect to taking care of yourself, with respect to being able to draw a line in the sand and say, this is all I can give today, right? This is the boundary. This is the limitation. However, Jupiter, what does Jupiter do? Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So I think this makes it a bit trickier. And in all honesty, this can make it trickier, where it's like maybe for you, there can be excessive worry, excessive overthinking, especially because Mercury's also there. But there can also be, these moments of like feeling on a high, right? Feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling alive, and experiencing these rushes of excitement whenever, something goes really, really well, whenever a plan comes together, whenever you've finished your work for the day and you feel like you've achieved something. But this is the thing, just be cautious of overdoing it, okay? Overextending yourself, overcommitting yourself to certain people and events. I would say with this that this is about you trying to really grasp how it is that you're feeling, not just, I wouldn't even just say on an intuitive level, but I would also say like on a sensational level, to really think about like, how is my body feeling right now? How is my body reacting to certain people in my life and situations that I'm in? So trying to kind of get these two parts of yourself in alignment and in a nice balance, to kind of meet in the middle, if you will, that can be a challenge. But I think perhaps you're listening to this and you're thinking, you know what, Hannah, I can recognize these themes, and I've been able to do a lot of inner work throughout my life, and I've I've gotten support from family, I've gotten support from close friends, etc., or support from coworkers. Right? We think about Virgo. Virgo can be very much tied to work. Support from partners and clients that you work with, for example. But then the other element to this I want to add is the moon. Okay, so the moon is in Aries. So your inner world, right? You think about the moon, it's tied to our emotional needs, our emotional well-being. The moon in Aries suggests here that you can be highly passionate whenever you get an idea. And especially, that, of course, think about ideas, right? They're initiated from the mind. So whenever your Virgo brain gets an idea, you feel excited about it, you feel like, yeah, you're going to run with it. You're going to run with it. And it's almost like you need that like continuous like feeling of, feeling high, or feeling like you're chasing your bliss. Even that Pisces rising energy can also add to this, right? Because Pisces can also seek something outside it. How do I describe this? The Pisces energy can be more caught up in experiencing something higher, like a higher level of consciousness, for example. Okay. So the moon in Aries is more about you feeling like fired up. And whenever you don't feel fired up, maybe you feel like there's an issue, right? Or if results don't come quickly, especially with the moon being in the second house, if results don't come quickly when it comes to resources, when it comes to finances, you can get really restless, you can get agitated. So I would say, yes, okay, sure, perhaps you've worked on these things again, but maybe you can resonate with what I'm saying. And then the other thing with this I want to mention is, okay, a couple of things. We've only got a minute, and so, but a couple of things I want to mention. Firstly, is the Sun and Mercury are currently in Virgo. Okay, we're in Virgo season. Mercury is currently retrograde in Virgo. Okay, so this retrograde is very significant, especially for you. Okay, so I would say that there's been a lot of reassessing and reevaluating with respect to partnerships and your relationships and clients and customers, and especially looking at those working relationships of yours, having to really look at your health with respect to these relationships, for example, having to really ask yourself, how recognized am I, how valued am I, and and how much am I credited and respected and appreciated for what it is that I offer, for what it is that I bring. So maybe there's some type of an evaluation of sorts going on. Okay, really having to reevaluate where you are, especially when it comes to all of the mundane, smaller kind of details, when it comes to these areas that I talk about. But then the last part I want to mention with this is going back to the moon in Aries, right? Mars is the ruler of your second house. It is the dispositor of your moon. So Mars is in Cancer, right? And it's in your fifth house. So I think with this energy, for one, Mars falls in Cancer, but this is not necessarily say that this is a bad thing, but it can suggest that what can often happen is um your emotional waves can be very like profound, right? Especially with the moon also being in Aries, it's like your emotions can really fluctuate, and they can almost like direct your life without realizing it. Especially with having a Pisces rising as well, and Pluto energy as well. I just want to finish. I want to finish my thought there, but that's the timer. So anyway, what I was trying to say there, Stone, is it's almost like your emotions can almost like rule your decisions and your life, etc. So maybe something for you is trying to really understand what it is that drives you, what it is that pushes you. And, it could also be where you can go through these, because of course with emotions, there can be the action and the initiating, but there can also be oh, I just want to sit here all day and like not do anything, and I just feel burnt out, and I just feel like I've had enough with this. And it can go the opposite way, right? Where you just don't want to participate in life at all. So I think trying to kind of find some type of flow and a healthy sense of like action versus rest, I think that is a challenge for you, but it's also something that perhaps you have been able to work with throughout your life. Whew, trying to say all of that in very little time. Okay, let me just stop sharing my screen. So that was yours. And I'm also okay, Sean, you okay, let me just backtrack a moment. Stone, that was your reading. I hope you find it to be helpful. Thank you so much. And do you know what? I'm going to take the final two after Kate's reading, and then I'm going to edit this event, and we're going to say readings are full for today. Thank you for being here. You know what? Just coming on, just chatting to you, doing readings. I love it. I love what I do so much. You gonna let me edit? You gonna let me edit title? Come on, bye. It's Margaret Retrograde. Come on. Let me edit the title so I can say this. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, readings. Oh. And save. Save. I also just want to say here that I'm thinking, of, please, you gonna work? You gonna play fair? You gonna play fair with me, internet? Please. I think I just need to give it a minute. I can still pick up on the connect, okay, but okay, good. Okay. Let me check. Stone, you said this was spot on. It was really helpful. Thank you. Oh, good. You love watching my videos and lives. Oh, good. Thank you for being here. And Shea, hello, Sonic. Hello, Purna. Welcome. Shea, if you want, you know what? If you want a full reading, I can take one more. But other than that, we're completely full today. Okay, so I'm just gonna retrieve the. Oh no. Okay. Okay. No. So Michelle, so that is us. That's us fully booked for today because Michelle, you jumped in, you got there. I'm just gonna double check to see. Yeah, readings are full. I've put it successfully now in the title. So that's us for today, folks. But yeah, so Kate, you are next. But Kate, just before I get to you, I just want to retrieve the information from others just so I can keep myself right. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so Sean, this is a question reading. Or a question reading. Well, yeah, I suppose that's the right way to say it. 27th of June, 1973, 2:31 p.m. Torrance, California, 29-degree Taurus moon. In the 8th. You want me to help you understand it? Okay. We'll explore that. And Katina, can you please, let me just go scroll down and see if you've given, yeah, you have. Okay. brilliant. 24th June 1973, 9:54 a.m. New York. Okay. 9:52. Okay. Oh, Shaya. I'm sorry, Shaya. Maybe you can catch another one next time. And Michelle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Shaya, if you really want a 10-minute reading today, okay. But that's it. That if you want, okay, I can squeeze you in today. But if not, it's no worries. There's always next time, okay? There's always next time. Some ideal careers. Okay, Michelle. And Michelle. Oh, thank you, Katina. Katina. Is it Katina? Is that how you pronounce your name? Shaya, no problem. No problem. Just from all the cry faces, I was like, oh. Okay. Michelle, 19th of November 2000. I'm assuming it's 2000. 2 p.m. Rosenberg, Germany. Oh, okay. 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 Right. Well, that's definitely Katina. Katina. Okay. Oh, September. Oh, my apologies. What? Yeah, September. Hannah. It says September. I'm so sorry. The heat. I'm blaming the heat. I'm not blaming myself. I'm blaming the heat. It's definitely me. Okay. Yeah. 2 p.m. Rosenberg, Germany. 19th of September 2000. And the very, very last one. Hey, Shea, you have the same birthday as me. Oh my gosh. By the way, that noise was a chair. Katina. Okay. Okay, great. The 8th of February. And I'm assuming, Shea, you have a question then? Do you have a question about your chart? And also, can you please provide your birth location? AM. Okay. Okay, I think we have everybody in. Okay, so this is actually a 10-minute reading. All right, I got you. And also just let me know your birth location. So Shea is 10 minutes. Michelle, oh, hold on. Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, so we got Shea, which is 10 minutes. We've got Michelle, which is a question. We've got Katina, which is 10 minutes. We've got Sean, which is a question. And we have Kate, which is 10 minutes. Okay, right, Kia, we're going to get on to yours. So, for anybody else who is tuning in, if you're new, we're fully booked tonight. We are fully booked. And to those of you who, you've booked tonight, thank you so much. Thank you kindly. I hope that, you enjoy your readings. I hope you get use from them. You find them to be beneficial in some way. I hope they resonate. I hope that, whatever it is that you need from your readings tonight, it helps, basically. Okay, so 15th of March, 1988 and 8:39. 8:39 p.m. Philippines. Okay. go. Okay. Scroll down. Okay, lovely. And we're on there. We're on here. Share the screen. Kit. Open that up. Right, okay. Here we go. Kit, let's read your chart. And just to remind you, we're fully booked, folks, so please do not send any more money, please. Okay. Kit, we're going to set the timer now. Okay. All right. So what is jumping out to me, first and foremost, is Pluto in Scorpio in the first house, Pluto retrograde, and also having this Scorpio ascendant. And opposing this Pluto is Venus in Taurus. And then you also have Jupiter in Taurus in the 7th house opposing the ascendant. Okay, so let's explore firstly a little bit about the Scorpio energy, and then we'll kind of tie it into the Taurus energy. So what we're getting here, well, what I'm noticing from you, Kate, is that you have a very deliberate approach to life. I think that the things that have shaped you throughout life, especially the grueling times, the challenging times, the secrets, any betrayals, any transformations you've went through which have not been so pleasant, these things have certainly shaped you into the person that you are today. And they have reminded you that you are someone who can overcome a lot. Someone who has such endurance and resilience. And you just, to me, it's just like you've seen it all and you're just not ready for playing games. You're not ready for pettiness, for flakiness, for people who talk a lot but they don't say anything. It doesn't mean anything. For you, I think that you need to feel like deep in your bones that a situation is worth it to you, that a relationship is worth it to you, that an experience really speaks to you. And I think that with the Pluto energy opposing Venus, it especially speaks to how you, when it comes to relationships, right, you're very much attracted to steadiness. Someone who is grounding, someone who is calming, like this calming, soothing energy in your life. You see, the thing about this, though, is that often you have, so especially when you were younger, if you think about the first house is especially tied to our earliest stages of development, and that, of course, shapes us a great deal. So you have been somewhat far removed from creating a space, holding space for patience, for routine, and feeling centered and feeling calm. And I think that for you, you are looking for that. There's a part of you that is searching for this sense of calm and feelings of contentment and pleasure and ease. And I think a lot of that actually involves really feeling into the body, really grounding yourself and getting out into nature. And possibly, it could be that the partners you attract, perhaps it is that you're married here, Kate. I mean, that's a possibility with how Jupiter and Venus are both in the 7th. But it could be that you attract partners who you can explore with, right? Who you can go hiking with. You go out into nature together. You enjoy just slowing down. I think for you, what you truly desire when it comes to partners, and not just partners, but also, if we think about, so not just romantic partners and committed relationships, but let's also think about friends, people who are in your inner circle, people who you have this real strong bond with, which with Scorpio energy, it is about bonds, it is about intimacy, it is about establishing meaningful relationships, which of course you've perhaps experienced relationships that haven't been so healthy at times, and you know what's for you, what isn't for you, and what you need and what you don't need, and what you deserve and what you don't deserve. But still, that Venus energy going on in the seventh, it really highlights just this importance of being around people who are steady and who are reliable and who are consistent. And as I say, exploring these pleasurable experiences together, and you being opened to these experiences via other people. Now let's also then move on to the fact that you have this Capricorn stellium, right, going on in the third house. So especially with Saturn and Mars there, I look at this as you being a very determined individual. Like when you set your mind on something, it's like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to build. This is what I want. This is what I want to commit myself to. And I want to discipline myself here. You are going to be disciplined. You are going to create a strategy. You're going to create a plan. Now, of course, with Neptune and Uranus there shaking things up, Uranus does like to shake things up, and Neptune also can create a fog. But I think for you, there's a lot of character that is built intellectually. There is a lot of character and responsibility that is built when it comes to your mindset and how it is that you make decisions. And of course, you've went through your first Saturn return, which was a couple of years ago. And as actually Saturn moved through Aquarius from 2020 up until 2023, and maybe for you, what you have been implementing quite a bit is just knowing how to learn the lessons that came up for you during your first Saturn return a few years ago. And, maybe a lot of that was to do with how it is that you can be somewhat responsible in terms of where you live, for example, in terms of your neighborhood, okay, making those harder decisions, okay, the type of neighborhood you want to be in, the type of education that you want to explore. Maybe these things were quite limited or blocked in some way, shape, or form when you were growing up. Maybe even coming to a place of recognizing that you are a great communicator, or the things that you wish to communicate, the things that you wish to learn about, they are unique to you, right? Uranus even being there, it looks at uniqueness. But what I further want to mention with this even is with Mars. Like Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and this energy just suggests that like you're just not going to give up easily, and you're going to be willing to pivot in life. If there's any obstacles, especially obstacles to do with siblings, to do with cousin relationships, to do with certain educational programs that you want to be a part of, to do with driving and transport, learning as well, just in a general sense, you're going to figure out a way, right? You're going to figure out a way. And yes, Neptune is there creating this type of haze, but it's also, it's also showing you that releasing, letting go, surrendering, these types of things can actually be so useful to you. It's like knowing, right, I'm just going to lean back here. I'm not going to push so much here. I think for you, it's about knowing your limits and knowing what types of things are worth your mental energy. Maybe you're very, very receptive. You're very receptive to what you learn about, what you read, what you see. But then the other thing I want to mention with this, okay, because we're coming to the near end of this, I do want to mention the fact that you're a Pisces. That's first and foremost, right? So you're a Pisces. Your North Node is also there. And so the South Node then is in Virgo. So I think a big part of your purpose, a big part of your life path is that of being able to surrender, being able to create a sacred space especially when it comes to the inner child, especially when it comes to fun and play, and being able to welcome greater play, greater moments of enjoyment in your life, being able to entertain, being able to spend some time off, right? The fifth house also has a great deal to do with time off and holidays, etc. And then the other thing I want to mention just with time is you have this Aquarius moon and you have this Aquarius stellium in the fourth house. And so when it comes to creating this living situation for yourself, setting up a home, settling down, you're going to do it in your own unique way, in this visionary way. Your inner you is that of, rebellion and marching to the beat of your own drum. And even with Mercury there, right? So Mercury, of course, we're talking about the mind and decision making, etc. I think you're someone who can grasp bigger picture concepts very well, but with it being in the fourth house, there's something here about property. There's something coming through to do with land and housing, and being able to kind of see how everything is very connected in this respect. But I think just to finish that thought, okay, the timer has went, but just to finish that thought, I think what is the important thing for you is truly being able to know what it is that you need and what it is that your family needs. And it's not necessarily about, okay, well, I'm gonna take other people's advice, and of course with that, just be cautious of being overly stubborn and thinking that your way is the set way, because there can be that side to Aquarius too. I just want to say that. But I think that there's something here about you staying true to who you are no matter what. Okay, so that was yours, Kate. Now, there's so much more I could have said there. I wanted to go on and on and on and on because I could just see so much more. But it's 10 minutes. Did I? Did I read someone else's chart? Oh no. It was for Kate. Kate was at the top. Oh, Katina? Oh, what? No. So, Katina, I have you. So you're going to be after Sean. But Kate, is Kate still here? Kate, are you still here? If not, you know what? It's okay, Kate, because you're still going to be able to catch. Oh yeah, you're still here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your name is very similar. Yeah, Kate and Katina, like very, very similar. Oh my gosh, when you said that, Katina, I was like, oh my gosh, oh, did I read the wrong chart? Oh, anyway, so Kate, I hope you found that to be helpful. You said I'm an angel. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Um, spot on, empowering. You love my Instagram posts. Great, yay! I'm so glad you like the Instagram posts. There are daily horoscopes over on Instagram, and I also like to post them here on YouTube as well. I love doing the daily horoscopes. Oh, I love doing them in the morning with my morning coffee and just sharing the information for the day. But yes, we're all good, Katina. You're gonna be after Sean. Yeah, these names are just so similar. Right, Sean. You have a question, and your question is to do with having this 29-degree Taurus moon. So let's have a look. Uh, 231 and USA, California. 231. Bum, bum. Okay. Yeah, got it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at your chart. And I'm also, let's see. Just realized I haven't done any progressions so far. But maybe we can do that now. Sean. Okay, so this is a question you are asking about this 29-degree Taurus moon. Let me just, sorry, just a moment. Well, I'm feeling all giddy for some reason. Maybe I just really enjoy doing these. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. Let's try and explore this moon in Taurus for you. So the first thing we got to look at and we've got to think about is 29 degrees in astrology. If you just give me a moment, I just want to double check some information that I have. It's from my astrology cheat sheets. Yes, let's see. Just for reminders. Go here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the thing I want to mention with 29 degrees is it is a critical degree. It's known as an anaretic degree. And 29 degrees then can suggest that the energy of that sign is somewhat strong, and there's also an ending. It's strong and there's an ending to it. Okay. And there is a feeling of urgency as that planet gets ready to move into the next sign. So this is where, what I was trying to think about a moment ago. I was trying to go along with the idea, of secondary progressions. And of course, with the moon moving so quickly, the secondary progressed moon stays in one sign for about 2.5 years. So the secondary progressed moon for you would have moved into Gemini pretty early on for you, but still, we're going to break this down. But yeah, 29 degrees, there's a feeling of urgency as it gets ready to move into the next sign, and there's apprehension as well. And so when there are planets at this degree, you can feel like you've seen it all before. Okay. And it can also indicate like this evaluation. So knowing this information, okay, let's look at it further and let's explore having the moon in the 8th house in to begin with. And we'll also think about some of the aspects that you have to the moon. What aspects are going on? So the moon is, let's see, the moon is making, I would say, a bit of an opposition to Neptune in Sagittarius. Okay, so it's about 6 degrees. The orb's about 6 degrees. And what else? Okay, so there's also, there's also a sextile to Venus. Okay, so just trying to break it down so I can give you enough info. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the fact that you have the moon in Taurus in the 8th house. So we're going to explore that, and then we're going to connect it in with the other aspects that I mentioned. So Sean, the way I see this is with having the moon in the 8th house is this can suggest that you can become so completely like taken over by emotion. But this doesn't mean expressing it or sharing it outwardly with other people. Okay, you think about the 8th house. The 8th house is more so this hidden part of the self. It's tied to our subconscious, and it can even be tied to any unresolved trauma. Okay, and so with that in mind, I think for you, emotions indeed do run deep. And maybe there's even a part of this where it can feel as if, there was a part of the self, especially whenever you were younger. Let's think about the moon and how it's tied to our upbringing, it's tied to our childhood. So a part of the self couldn't really sure what it is that you needed, and like what you needed in order to feel supported emotionally. See, the moon, it's exalted actually in Taurus, and this can suggest that the moon, is comfortable. It's quite comfortable in Taurus. You think about Taurus, it's tied to comfort, it's tied to ease, it's tied to inner security, being able to tune in with the body and knowing what it is that your body needs. And that's a very powerful thing, and being able to slow down, being able to regulate your nervous system, for example. But you see, with the moon being in this position, it could be suggested that this is something that you're continuously having to reevaluate within yourself. You're having to try to get a grasp of, okay, like, what is it that I'm not realizing? Why is it that I find it challenging to feel safe somewhere? Why is it that I find it difficult to, be able to regulate my emotions and feel secure from within? And now, with that, of course, like I said, the moon is opposing Neptune. And so, in this way, it could be that sometimes it's a mental game. The Neptune is also there in the 3rd house. Maybe it's a mental game for you, and what I mean by this is perhaps it's almost like your mind can go to all sorts of scenarios, like, thinking about, oh, this is the fantasy, or this is the dream, or this is what I believe. And maybe at times it's almost like you have to shake yourself out of that. You have to wake yourself up to go, hold on a second, like, is this real? Okay, is this real? Or, am I just making up these kind of narratives, these false stories in my head, about my security or about someone that I'm trying to get close to? Let's think about the 8th house as well, in terms of vulnerability, in terms of commitment, okay, in terms of intimacy. People with moon in the 8th house, it's so much about intimacy and having these close bonds. You're not just going to share your private information with just anybody. No, 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 no. Like, you need to feel like there is this. I would say that the information that you share, your vulnerabilities, that it's respected. It's nurtured in a way that's sensible, and establishing trust, establishing healthy bonds here is so necessary. But the thing, of course, with the 29-degree is, like I said, it can be very strong, and it can feel like the sense of urgency. It can even feel like, you know, what I'm going to suggest here is, I know the Taurus is a slow moving energy, but it can almost feel like whenever things are not moving in the way that you want or feel is right, it's almost like you can become really restless, and maybe that even feeds into the whole thing with the moon, the secondary progressed moon moving into Gemini, this type of thing. But it can almost feel like when your needs aren't met, you can become restless, you can become fearful, or, really, like, really frustrated at other people. And then maybe this is also where, all of the things to do with the past come flooding into your mind. There's just what I'm thinking here is that a big part of your moon journey and your moon's transformations, of course, the eighth house is tied to our transformations. And so for you, it's your emotional transformations largely here, Sean. But a big part of the moon's transformations for you is being able to really like create this this space of I can relax here. Like I can let go here. I can let down my guard here actually. But it's finding the people who that that you can do that with. But then also it's so tempting to repeat, or maybe not even tempting, but it's like this subconscious thing where you keep repeating the same cycles because that's what you're used to, that's what you know. And so trying to kind of stop the cycle, stop the pattern, and that perhaps is a big part of your moon and Taurus journey, so to speak. And then the last thing is with the sextile to Venus. Well, Venus actually is the dispositor of your moon. It's Venus, there is also the ruler of your eighth house. And so I think with Venus in Cancer, even with you being a Cancerian, of course, with your sun there, a big part of your life's mission, your purpose. Of course, your purpose doesn't just have to be about career and status and success and everything, but I think a big part of it is to do with really exploring those feelings. Exploring what it is that you need in order to feel safe and feel seen and feel secure. And maybe, a big gift that you have is being able to bring these qualities of comfort and guidance to others, where you have established so much empathy. Like there's so much empathy and compassion that you have for other people, and you want to bring that into your role, into your profession. And maybe that's a big part of your purpose as well. You gravitate toward these roles where you are the one then, Sean, who is assisting others, being accommodating toward them, wanting to assist and support them in some way. Okay. Where are we? Let me stop sharing. There we go. Sean, you said you tend to repress your emotions. See, and that's the thing with the 29 degree, right? This is a journey. This seems to be something that's quite karmic, if you will. If it is that you believe in karma, of course, 29 degrees is tied to karma. But yeah, I think for you that this is very much a journey, and it's, I would just say, be kind to yourself through it. Be kind to yourself through it. Pernell, hello. How are you doing? You said Hannah has the juice. Where's my juice box? I have water. Okay. So we're gonna move on. We're going to move on to Katina. So this is a 10-minute reading then for you, Katina. We're going to enter in your information. And I do just want to say here again, Sean, thank you. And I really hope that you find it to be helpful. Yeah, cheat sheets for the win. There's some things I still gotta look up, right? There's still some things I'm like, let me just double check that. Okay. 20. Oh my gosh, Sean and Katina, you were born couple days apart. Yes. 73, both born in 73. Okay, so 9:54. USA. Did I type this? Maybe how you spell it? Yeah. Okay, great. 9:54, 7:53. Okay. Okay, it's just going to share my screen. Okay, Katina, you're next. There we go. Okay. Right. So I just want to say again, thank you so much to all of you who have booked this evening. Thank you for being here. I hope you're finding these readings to be helpful. But of course, if you want full readings, more in-depth readings, you can visit my website, hannahselsewhere.com. Yes. Okay. So Katina, set the timer. I'm actually just gonna have a quick drink of water before. Got 3 left. Okay. Setting the timer for you, Katina. Let's go. Okay, so what has jumped out at me straight away for you, Katina, is the fact that you have a Leo rising. Okay, so with having this Leo rising, there is so much here about you finding your purpose in life, finding your joy, finding your bliss, finding the thing that really you resonate with, okay? Something that is authentic to you. And there's also here something to do with expressing yourself in this confident way, in a way that you radiate, and you're recognized also for the ways in which you deliver, okay? But you see, the sun, which is your chart ruler, is in the 12th house in Cancer. And you have all of this Cancerian energy actually going on in the subconscious and the hidden part of yourself. So you've got Venus, you've got Mercury there, Vesta. So let's think about this, and let's think about how having Cancer in the 12th house suggests that behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you are a deeply emotional and sensitive individual. And it can also suggest here that you need a lot of alone time in order to really recharge. See, there is also this suggestion that there's so much like energy that you bring to whatever you do. Okay, you think about the Leo rising, even think about having this Aries moon, Mars in Aries as well. Mars is at home in Aries. So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of passion. And maybe you're that person who is out there often, on the front line, like charging ahead, being a leader, supporting other people, assisting them in some way, where you're being this go-getter, you're being a coach, and maybe it even is that you have, studied something like to do with a higher educational program of some kind, which very much aligns with leadership if we think about the 9th house there. But you see, whilst there is so much of this aliveness and energy and enthusiasm that you bring to the world, I think equally you need to be able to recharge. Now, the thing as well is the sun correlates with the father figure. And so this could be suggested here, Katina, that you have lost your father. Okay. So there's that, or is that there is the absence, some type of absence of a father figure, feeling disconnected, feeling as if there was something that was taken from you. And another possibility with this is you having to perhaps support family through their own mental well-being. You having to play this nurturing, caregiving role for others, especially your family. It could even be that certain family members throughout your life, you've noticed that they've been in and out of hospital. Of course, this 12th house can look at hospitals. Or it could be that you yourself, you've had to spend more time alone to understand your own mental well-being, to truly like look after yourself, thinking about your own well-being there, basically, Katina. And what I further want to mention with this, we're noticing that the South Node is actually in Cancer too, okay? And then the North Node is in Capricorn in the 6th house. The 6th house is tied to health, okay? It's tied to our well-being. And so to have, firstly, the North Node in Capricorn in the 6th house, it's suggested here that a big part of your life's purpose, your life path, is to do with setting healthier boundaries with respect to your health. And even setting boundaries with respect to coworkers and work and how much you do, okay? How much you do for others. And I think that with the South Node, then, okay, sure, there are gifts here, perhaps, that if you think about, well, if you believe in past lives, there are gifts that you have brought over, you've carried over from a past life to do with comforting, soothing, healing, guiding, reassuring, accommodating, looking at spiritual practices there as well, integrating some type of spiritual practice into your life or into your role, into your profession. These are all possibilities. But I think also this is about recognizing whenever you lean too much toward that comfort zone, which is the South Node, and then you have all the Cancerian energy, and this can perhaps suggest that it's somewhat tempting to kind of stick to what you know, and what you know may be that of unknowingly, subconsciously being the caregiver for everybody else, trying to support other people's needs. And maybe there are some really valid practical reasons as to why you've had to do that throughout your life, thinking about family, thinking about the father, thinking even about the mother, right? Cancer energy is tied to the mother as well. But I still think that the North Node is teaching you a lot. It's uncomfortable to follow the North Node, but it's teaching you a lot about, how to really hold space for your health, and how it is that you can be somewhat responsible when it comes to your day-to-day matters, when it comes to having a healthy routine, for example, something that you can follow, something that is well structured, something that is going to help you be consistent, okay? Something that aligns then with what it is that you need health-wise, and being disciplined, trying to be somewhat disciplined. Now, the thing about this, of course, is there is like I said, there's the moon in Aries. There's also the Mars energy being in Aries. Mars and the sun are actually making a square. So I think for you, I think there's actually something beneath the surface that often isn't let out from you. Something to do with anger or aggression or being uncomfortable with confrontation, really not liking conflict very much, trying to tiptoe around situations. But perhaps what you've been gradually coming to integrate throughout your life is how to be okay in situations where it is about asserting yourself. It is about um being somewhat direct. And maybe, especially with moon, of course, the moon is the dispositor of all of your Cancerian energy. It's the ruler of your 12th house. I think the moon has a lot to say about what it is that you believe in, and the types of passions that you follow, and how those things are very much tied to your beliefs and your higher meaning and your overall like bigger message. I think there's a lot of curiosity here present. There's so much curiosity. There's so much here about wanting to explore, wanting to expand your horizons, wanting to try new things and to get out into the world and to experience life, right? But you see, there's also Chiron. You're actually going through your Chiron return right now, so that's a whole other thing. But Chiron is there, and it's also making the squares then to Mercury and to Venus in Cancer as well. So I think a big part of this Chiron healing journey for you, so to speak, is I think it's tied to curiosity. I think it's tied to valuing the things that draw you in, the things that grab your attention, the things that excite you, the things that, like I'm trying to say here, that you're passionate about and you're running with it. And maybe whenever you were younger, especially, it kind of felt like your wings were clipped. If we think about Chiron, there's some type of wound. There's a wound to do with that childlikeness, that spark, that enthusiasm, that desire to want to get out there and explore and try new things. But this is all a big part of what you're integrating and what you're coming to learn about as you grow and as you age. And then just to finish this off, I talk about the childlikeness, and that's very much tied to play. And then we look to the fifth house, and it's got Black Moon Lilith there, and you've got Ceres and Neptune and Juno, which are all retrograde. So I think let me just finish that thought. So that's the timer. I think that I think that there's some type of deep-seated like rage or like intensity here to do with exploration and to do with um freedom freedom and exploration. And so all of this is to say, of course, I can't talk about everything for you, Katina, but all of this is to say that I think a big part of your journey is integrating that part of you that wants to not only explore but to dream. And you know what? Just to further finish this off, it could be that if it is that you have children, okay, Series there, perhaps it suggests that you have children, but perhaps children are actually a big part of this integration, so to speak, in terms of your children reflecting to you the parts of you that you denied, and you reconnecting with these parts, or you reconnecting with your inner child. Okay, so stop sharing screen. Okay, Katina, that was yours. Hello everyone else who has joined. We're fully booked this evening. We actually have two more. We've got Michelle and we've got Shea. And then that's us fully booked for this evening. How many we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people this evening, which is a nice amount, it's a nice amount. Okay. Thank you so much, Katina. I hope you find it to be useful. And let's move on. Let's move on to Michelle. So, Michelle, you have a question? 19th of September. Oh, it's going to be your birthday soon as well. Another Virgo. Another Virgo. Just saying to myself so randomly. Right. So, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. 2000, 19th of September, Germany, Rosenberg. Okay. Oh. Can I please ask Michelle, can I ask you a question about your birth location? Are you there? Yes, Michelle. Can I ask you about your birth location? So Rosenberg, so there is Rosenberg / BUCHEN, or there is Rosenberg / WESTPR. Which one? Please and thank you. Hello, everyone coming in. We're fully booked for this evening, but thanks for being here. Michaela, you said currently watching the Virgo archetype video. You have a Virgo stellium. Ooh, I hope you find the archetype video to be useful. So, Michelle, which Does it matter which one? So we've got Rosenberg, Buchen, or Westpr. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Let me just get this. Okay, no problem, Michelle. I'll wait for you to do that. But yes, welcome others who have joined. Amber, thank you so much. Is that, are you sending through a tip? Is that what that is? Thank you. If so, thank you. And hello, Morg. Welcome. I remember you from a few sessions before. Oh, you've watched for 4 years. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. It's a long time. My gosh, sometimes I forget how long I've been doing this for. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Rosenberg. Got it. Thank you, Michelle. Awesome. Okay, we're back in action. We're back. We're back. Right. I love doing these. I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Katina, you were spot on with everything. You lost your. Oh, I'm so sorry about losing your dad. You love to explore, but how your wings clipped as a child because your mom. Yeah. You have a higher education master's degree in psychology. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Katina, for your feedback on that. And yeah, let's move on to Michelle. Oh, you have suppressed your anger, frustration throughout your life. You love helping others all the time. Wow, that, I think the Mars Sun square, and then with the moon making square, I think there was a square to the other Cancer placements for you, and Chiron as well. Yeah, a lot to process and to work through, but I wish you all the best, and I hope that you're in a much better place with that than you were maybe years ago. Okay, Michelle, let's get into yours. Let's share the screen. Thank you all so much for being here today. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. And hopefully you find these to be helpful. All right. So, Michelle, you want to know about what are some ideal careers? So just give me a moment because I want to have a look here at something else. Go here. Come out of that. And I just want to have a look at the progress chart as well. And then we'll also pull up transits just to see what's going on for you. Okay, Michelle. Okay. So let's try and think about career just in general. Where can you find it in the chart? What do you got to be looking for? And what we typically want to look at is, well, firstly, of course, the 10th house. Okay, so the 10th house has a lot to do with career. It has a lot to do with our professional lives. And we also want to consider the 2nd and the 6th houses. And I think this is because, well, in the 2nd house, what we do is we discover our talents. We discover our gifts. What are we good at? And we also can work on these gifts. Okay. And the other thing about the 2nd house is it can look at our sources of income, the ways in which we earn money. And then with the 6th house looks at how we can refine our gifts, refine our talents. And it can also just look at the types of jobs that we do. And this doesn't necessarily have to be about career, but it can, of course, look at it. It can in its own way be tied to career, especially when we combine it with the 10th house. But yeah, it looks at work and our job overall. Okay, so you have Virgo there in the 10th house. Of course, you are a Virgo. Okay, your sun is in Virgo. And then there's also this Mars energy happening for you in the 10th house in Virgo. So perhaps what this is pointing toward is how professions that could suit you quite well involve the ability to rearrange things, to organize things, to have a system, to create systems, to be of service, okay, to be of service to others, maybe working within a strong service related role. But then also considering things like hygiene, health, working within the medical industry, working within the hospitality industry, okay, where you are quite literally serving others. Or, this could be where, you work within a well sort of high ranked position, because of course the sun and Mars are both there. So the sun, very much about boss energy, leadership energy, being trusted to do the work, this type of energy, directing, managing. But then Mars looks at leadership as well. Mars looks at the ability to take charge of a situation. Okay, and with you having these planets in Virgo, I actually see this as you being very responsible in your decision making in this way. Being the one who can really create a plan or a strategy. Now, with that in mind, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be out there front and center. Virgo energy can also be much more about, let me assist you, let me serve you. Of course, it can, there can be parts to Virgo where, of course, with especially the Sun and Mars being there, it can be about being more of that manager, being in a management position, yes. But I still think that this could be where you could take on a role where you are assisting like a shift leader for, being the deputy manager, for example. Or this could be where you're the one who is planning all of the schedules and all of the systems within work. You're the one who is making sure that people arrive on time, that there's a proper timetable, or you're the one who is answering customer complaints. This could be where you work within human resources, for example. And the other thing with this is when we combine it even with the Capricorn energy in the second house, perhaps working within a government position, kind of going back to the whole high ranks thing, kind of going back to Mars and the sun. This could be that a type of ideal career for you involves working for the government. Capricorn is tied to the government. It's tied to organizations as well. So, working within a firm and organization where you are this responsible figure, and maybe you are quite talented and gifted when it comes to setting out like a plan, like having this solid plan in place. Now, do keep in mind that Black Moon Lilith is there, and maybe there's some fears tied to this, or there's something here about you having to overcome a few obstacles when it comes to this. But I still think Capricorn there can point toward how you possess these skills to do with structure and planning and responsibility, duty, even thinking about being a respectable figure within your field. And what I further want to mention is, okay, so that's firstly like a Taurus in the sixth house. This is going to suggest that when it comes to the work that you do, you're going to be seeking something consistent, something reliable. And I think you're going to be smart about these things. Okay, and this is where we want to look at Libra in the 11th house. So you've got this Libra stellium, the MC. Okay, the MC is going to tell us more about your career here. So the MC is in Libra, it's in the 11th house, suggesting what? Okay, so there's a lot of focus here on groups, working with the public. Okay, of course, even the 10th house can look at working with the public, but I think that this is about how you can be so incredibly gifted at like relating to the public. Okay, being somewhat cooperative, being polite, being fair, making fair decisions. And with the Venus energy, which is, of course, the ruler of your sixth house, this goes back to what I was saying. You're going to be smart. Venus is also making a conjunction to Mercury. You're going to be smart about your money. You're going to be smart about the ways in which you can keep your money, earn it, and just having your ducks in a row, like having a plan, knowing how it is that you wish to organize things there. Okay, there's just a lot of this really steady earth energy going on in these earth houses for you. And so with the Libra part of it added in, I think that the Libra energy is correlating with how you could be quite ideal for roles that involve many people, really working with groups of people, looking at how you can host parties, host events, being a host basically, right? Being a host, being the person who other people can come to because they know that you're going to have like not only the smarts to do with your role. You're not going to only know about the ins and outs and how everything operates, but you're also going to be friendly and you're going to be social and you're going to be kind. And then the last part of this that I want to mention is perhaps a part of it which you're really coming to learn, and this is perhaps really adds to the whole waiting on things. And what I'm trying to get at here basically, Michelle, is you've got the moon, Jupiter, and Saturn retrograde in Gemini. Your Saturn return is not for a good while, right? It's not for a good few years yet, okay? Give it 10 years or so. Okay. So with Saturn there, I think it's suggesting, well, in the seventh house especially, I think what it's suggesting is that whilst, yes, you have, I would say that you have these talents to do with socializing, to do with partnerships, to do with networking, which can be really useful actually when it comes to business. Whilst you have these talents, maybe it's just like you're also learning how to really build upon these talents of yours. And it may not seem very clear, especially during your younger years. You may feel like, oh my gosh, I can't relate to anyone, or like I can't do business with anyone and nobody wants to listen to me and I'm not really sure. But stick at it. I think actually there can be great reward here in the likes of marketing, sales, business, media, networking too. Okay, Michelle, that was yours. We come out of here. We go here. Michelle, I hope you find it to be helpful. Thank you so much. And Katina, thank you so much. Thank you for the tip. That's much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. Right, so let's now move on to the final. Actually, I want to slow down a minute. Because Morg, okay, so Morg, you're talking to Katina. Yeah. Same exact situation. You lost your dad the week before your 16th birthday. Oh my gosh. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, so user sharing. Katina, you have children. You're also encouraging them to explore and enjoy the things you like to do. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Michelle, you said thank you. It was very helpful. Good. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Right. Lastly, Shea, let's do this. Let's do this. It's starting to get dark, but that's okay. Shea, 8th of February, 1980. 12:55 a.m. But so midnight, yeah. It's 55 minutes past midnight. And USA, Kansas City. In Missouri. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Share. Just want to say again, everyone, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed your readings today. I hope you find them to be useful, to be helpful. And if you're interested in booking a full reading with me, you can do so by going to hannahselsewhere.com. And I also just want to say hello, everyone coming in. Everyone's like, please. Yes, got it, Shea. Got it. Thank you. You're saying about readings, but we're fully booked. But you can catch me at another time. I'm actually thinking about changing the readings to Thursday, so it's going to be on a Jupiter day rather than a Venus day. We'll see how it goes, but I will let you know of any schedule changes. Sharing the screen. Okay, Shea, this is your chart. Okay, so 10 minutes on the timer for you, Shea. Okay, let's go. All right, so for you, Shea, you have this Scorpio rising, and you also have the moon in Scorpio plus Uranus here in Scorpio in the first house. Okay, so I would say here that when it comes to finding your bearings in life, okay, finding a solid ground, a steady ground, it has just felt like one thing after another, where it's just like, okay, this is happening, sudden change, sudden change. And, maybe these changes have been super jarring and really harsh, especially during your younger years. I'm going to suggest here your earliest development could have been rather turbulent, rather chaotic. And maybe for you, you can even go to extremes when it comes to your emotional needs, when it comes to your feelings. Okay, so you could go from, being super, super like on it, right? Where you're doing all the things and you're persevering and you're being super determined. But then there can also be the other way of it, where it's just like, oh my gosh, like everything feels off and I feel like I'm just zapped emotionally. Or it can almost feel like, you sink into this sort of black hole at times, and you just don't want to come out. You don't want to be seen by others. You just want to hide, like hide from the world. And then of course Pluto, which is one of your chart rulers, Pluto is retrograde there in the 12th house. So there's something here, I think, about either, right? Either you, especially when you were younger, right? You hiding from the world because of um parental issues between your parents, where it's just like they couldn't see eye to eye. Or it could be that you witnessed and experienced the actual divorce of your parents whenever you were quite young. Or it could be that what you have experienced or witnessed throughout your life is a lot of loss, actually, and there's a lot of grief here, okay? There's a lot of emotional pain and kind of being born into a family situation where there were people who unfortunately were that they passed, basically, okay? Yeah, I'm trying to be sensitive toward that. So anyway, the thing about this then is you then have grown and you've been discovering how it is that you can create a space in terms of your resources, in terms of your livelihood, a space where you can have greater freedom, have greater independence. This is what you value, actually, I'm going to suggest. You value your freedom, you value your independence, you value being able to explore. You've got Sagittarius there in the second house. And so I think a big part of your growing up is that of um, being able to get to a point of, this is what I believe, and this is my faith, and these are my values, and this is the knowledge that I know. And it creates a sense of, I would say there's an anchoring. There's like an anchoring, a grounding that comes from your beliefs and your faith. So the other thing is then you have the sun, which is in Aquarius. Okay, so with having the sun in Aquarius, it's very much so the sun is very much about purpose. It's very much about the person in which we are striving to become. So in a way, you're striving to become someone who can indeed think for yourself. Okay, and it's not just about, yes, okay, it's not just about family, it's not just about home and where you settle down. Of course, it is these things as well, but I think it's also about staying really true to who you are at your core and being unwavering, and not letting others try to manipulate, not let them try to control, or not try to let them dictate how it is that you choose to live your life. And there's also this inner part of you, this inner part of you which is also tied in with your ego and your spirit as well, I would even say. But this inner part of you that is more concerned about the collective and the bigger moving pieces at play. There's always a part of you that is curious, or that wants to help, or that can see that humanity is in a particular way. And you may think about that quite a bit, actually, about humanity and about compassion and being a loving person. And maybe a lot of this is driven from it's driven by the things that you have witnessed. Okay, let's think about how Mercury is in Pisces. Mercury being in Pisces can suggest that there is a great deal of compassion on your part. There's a great deal of empathy, especially toward the young, especially toward the innocent, especially toward children. And so with the Mercury energy, it's making a trine to the moon. And this, I think, just shows that you can be so in tune with your own emotions. But then again, it could also suggest how often you have been so disconnected from them, and that a big part of your journey is that of being able to tune in, being able to really assess, like, how am I feeling right now? And also being able to imagine and dream and explore the fantasy world, right? You have Venus in Pisces, you have Mercury and Pallas also there, which is retrograde in Pisces in the fifth house. And so I think for you, there's something here about connecting with your imagination, connecting with the part of you that wishes to play in this somewhat colorful way. And what I mean by this is that you could be quite an artistic person, a very creative person, quite poetic. You may really be interested in the unknown, other worlds. But then I also just want to bring this back to humanity, right? And this is, I think, a big part of this reading for you today, Shaya, and that is to do with how you have this Virgo stellium in the 11th house, which is traditionally ruled by Aquarius. You've even got Jupiter, Mars retrograde. Jupiter is also retrograde. You've got Black Moon Lilith. You've got Saturn retrograde. So I think for you, a big part of, like, your mission in this life, your purpose in this life, is that of being of service to humanity in a way where it's not about disrespecting yourself, or having low standards of yourself. It's actually about knowing your worth and knowing your standards and knowing what you're capable of. This could be where you volunteer. This could be where you give back to your community. This could be where you're willing to understand, any type of difficulties or issues that exist within your communities, within your wider networks here. And you're that person who is willing to ask the questions, the hard questions. You're willing to ask about, right, what needs fixed, what needs improved. No, actually, we're not going to let that slide. That needs to be done, and it needs to be done in an effective way. And let's be smart about this. Let's be sensible about this. It could be that even your profession is very much tied to these things, or it's that you feel like you're here to be a part of something that is much bigger than yourself, to be a part of some type of group, or a collective aim, a collective goal that is more geared toward service. And then the last part of this I want to mention is how you've got the Leo midheaven in the 10th house, along with the North Node also in Leo. And this means that the South Node is in Aquarius there in the 4th house. So I think that a part of your life path is that of really trying to understand, or connect with how it is that you shine, how it is that you radiate in the world, what it is that you have to offer, right? Your unique perspectives. And doing so in a way where you are being somewhat of this, like a manager or a director or a leader in some way, shape, or form. But there's also this, like, compassion, and there's also this inclusivity of others, like being able to shine a light on other people, being able to recognize the gifts and the gifts and the skills and the beautiful qualities that other people have. This could be where you are some type of, you can pick up on the talents of other people. And maybe that is part of your profession where you can really see, right, this person is really good at this. Okay, so they're going to fit well into this particular program or in this area, this field. There was definitely more that I could have shared for you, Shaya. Definitely more. But yeah, that is yours. Shaya, you say that your Virgo stellium is in the 10th. Is that in the Placidus system? I'm perhaps assuming that it's in the Placidus system for you. I hope I got your birth information correct. 12:55 a.m. 8th of February 1980, Kansas City. But yeah, Cheyenne, that is your reading. And just to confirm, I use the whole sign system as the one that I'm going to use, unless there is a different system that is suggested to me beforehand. Oh, you said spot on. Okay, cool. All right, I'm glad that you resonated. Great. Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, it's always really good to get your feedback here, folks, in real time, to get, to get that feedback, and for me to know, right, I'm on track here, or, what is it that I can improve, because I also want to improve as an astrologer. But yeah, if things resonate, if things are beneficial for you, that is great. So anyway, I just want to say thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you, this evening. And just before I go, I just want to remind you that I have a Patreon, and it is available there. You can join for as little as £2 per month, and then there's also a tier of £5 per month. But you can gain access to videos early over on Patreon. Okay, it's a good way to support the channel, and you would also have my greatest appreciation as well for supporting the channel. It would be great to have you over there, and to even be part of the conversation over on the Hannah's Elsewhere Discord. So it's just to let you know, there's a lot of fun things coming to Patreon. Just wanted to let you know that. So, folks, that is us. Thank you again for a wonderful live reading session. I always enjoy doing these, and thank you so much to all of you who have booked a reading this evening, and to any of you who have missed out, don't you worry. I'm sure I'll be back. You will get plenty of notice as well before I come back on. But with all that being said, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. Have a lovely weekend. Katina, thank you again. Yes, awesome. Great. Okay. Take care, everyone, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Have a good weekend. Bye, Amber. Thank you again.